Shabbat Shalom, definitely intense, but as Shabbat comes, I always feel that peace of the rest of the seventh day. But in Jenin, it is not restful. These Islamic Jihad operatives are stealing vehicles from the Palestinian Authority, and you wonder who's going to really rule Gaza coming forward, what's going to happen. And you've got this huge turmoil right in the middle of Israel, in Judea and Samaria. And we got to put a squash on that activity right now. Then you look to Syria and you say, man, what's going on there? You know, the rebels ousted the pro-government forces from Hama. Everyone's running to homes. I mean, an entire evacuation as this lightning advance happens all over the entire northern Syria. Will it become a failed state? What is going to happen? Witnesses in Sky News Australia, they're talking about people lighting synagogues on fire and pouring petrol on a building with people in it, lighting it on fire. And it's just amazing that no one was injured. I think they all escaped. And at the same time, people are wondering in Syria, back to Syria, if they're trying to use this time of this big overthrow of the Syrian government. Israel's telling Iran, don't use this time, don't use this moment to try to put stockpiles of weapons in Syria to bring to Hezbollah. You know, don't do that. And Channel 12 said, we will end this stockpiling. They can't go and rearm because you think it's a ceasefire. You think that Hezbollah wants peace. They don't. They're trying to rearm and get stockpiles of weapons through Syria. And so, and there's rebels happening. There's battles with rebels. Where do the rebels stand? Is Al-Qaeda involved? There's a lot of questions. We just got to stay vigilant. Defense Minister Israel Katz and IDF Chief Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi held an assessment to see the developments in Syria. And what we're monitoring is that they're trying to stockpile. And we will act, we will thwart any threat to the civilians of Israel. And we won't let them rearm there. I want to say this as Shabbat's coming. Remember, Hanukkah is coming up. A time of remembering. We give gifts to our kids. And we remember that God has given us the greatest gifts through this time of hardship. And we're going to be showcasing some of the amazing ways that Israel is a light to the nations. You know, the Bible says that Israel is called to be a light to the nations. This Hanukkah, we're going to be talking about every single night, all 8 nights. Please join us. We're going to have an amazing production every single night. And we want to ask you to be part of it. Or at least send a video in of yourself. Okay, showcase the togetherness that we have during this time where we feel like we have so many enemies. Showcase the togetherness, okay? So turn a flashlight on your face and say, I shine my light with Israel. Maybe make sure the room is dark, make sure the house is dark or whatever it is. Shine a flashlight on your family, you and your family, and just say, I shine my light with Israel. I'll say it one more time. I shine my light with Israel, because Israel's called to be a light to the nations. In you, Abraham, all the families of the earth will be blessed. Send that video to Mariana. Her email is here on CC. Go ahead and look at her email, film that, and please send it in quickly so we can be able to showcase you guys standing with Israel, shining a light together. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 47. All those gathered here will know that it is not by spear nor by sword that the Lord saves, but the battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands. And that is the blessing we have, that our enemies will fail and the righteous will have victory. Shalom from the Galilee. Chaim Mailspin here. It's year-end giving. This is when charities really raise their budget for the next year. We're registered in the Galilee, but we're also, to remind you, registered in the United States of America. And if the tax man comes around and says you need to pay taxes, which you do, we are a registered charity, so you can give charitably and receive that tax-exempt receipt in the United States. I'm so glad to have friends and family like you that are empowering works of righteousness.